Super Fun Force, I'm going to talk about my wanted figures in the Star Wars action figure line. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, you should definitely check out the original trilogy of Star Wars, probably the Clone Wars trilogy after that, the animated series, and of course, The Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus. Now, the reason why Star Wars is really cool, I'm starting to cover it a little bit on my channel now. It still coincides and it crosses over with all the things that I enjoy and what makes the Super Fun Force the Super Fun Force, with all this like retro and modern, fantasy and science fiction, right? So obviously I like Masters of the Universe, I like Silverhawks, Thundercats, Mask, Jason the Wheeled Warriors, all those awesome retro cartoons from the 80s and 90s, from Funimation, Hanna-Barbera, and all those other studios. And of course, anime, you guys know, things like Dragon Ball, Mecha, Gundam, Makuros, One Piece, all that great stuff. So, Star Wars can kind of, be lumped into that category. I also grew up with it, so I enjoyed it before it became the Disney takeover kind of pop culture that's become. I've always liked things like this. Even Star Trek. I like Star Trek. Star Trek I appreciate more now because I'm older. When I was watching Star Trek when I was like, a kid or in my teens, sometimes it was a little bit kind of beyond me as far as being really, detailed and complex science fiction, theory, like imagined theory. And, it's really based on that kind of aspect of science fiction. Whereas, Star Wars is more space opera, adventure, action, all that great stuff. But, Star Trek, I'm actually watching Star Trek now, and I think it's really, really cool. So just to jump right into things, I have 3 figures here I want to see reach production, hopefully. And I'm on the Hasbro website right now under the Vintage Collection, just so you guys know what's out around the time of this video, or, available for pre-order, so to speak. But basically, I prefer Vintage Collection. I have a mix of Black Series too. But the nice thing is with Vintage Collection, it scales better for things like vehicles, as you can see here, excuse me, and down here. Whereas getting this stuff in a Black Series scale is ridiculous. Also expensive. It takes up a lot of space. So I pretty much pick some of my favorite characters in Black Series, but I like to build more like diorama sets with Vintage Collection. And just so you guys know, if you're not familiar, the Vintage Collection is a 3.75-inch scale, which is in line with original G.I. Joes and things like that. Then there's, of course, a 6-inch scale, which they put up for G.I. Joe Classified, Star Wars Black Series, and Marvel Legends. So, I'm more of a fan of, especially with G.I. Joe. I definitely like this for the same reason. I kind of wish they still had a 3.75-inch scale at G.I. Joe with a lot of vehicles. That's what made G.I. Joe really fun. All the vehicles, accessories, and you can army build them a lot easier, too, in vintage scale. So that being said, let's jump right into it. The first one is interesting. It's Luke Skywalker. I want to see a brand new Luke Skywalker, but you're probably thinking, we have a ton of Luke Skywalkers. We do. But the reason why I want to see a new Luke Skywalker, this actually is kind of like a wish and a request to the people in charge of his design. And I just want to see a brand new costume. I really do. We've seen a lot of the original brown robes from the good Jedis you can see here. It's very signature for, Qui-Gon and, of course, Ben Kenobi. Luke himself hasn't really rocked this style so much. I know in the books, he's kind of mastered the light and the dark side. And in Return of the Jedi, he's adopted the, this outfit, right? The black outfit. And then in the new timeline with Mandalorian and Boba Fett, he's kind of gotten more of a Japanese influence. So it's basically the same black outfit, but now it's more of a gi, a Japanese gi. So I'm okay with this outfit. It's been, I think it's been done enough, and you guys might think differently, but yeah, I just keep thinking of Sith and villains when I see him in the black outfit. So, this looks cool here. And shout out to the Reddit user. I found this on Reddit somewhere, this image, so I don't know who put it up. So this isn't, my work, but I was trying to search up different Luke Skywalker outfits. So, I think it's about time to give him a new style. I mean, I would like to see more color. Obviously, he's been in bright orange here with his pilot suit, but that's the standard suit for all, Rebel pilots for the most part. And I know that Star Wars isn't the most colorful world. I mean, it can be, depending on the planet, you know, the race or whatever. But they generally have more of a muted style of color, which is fine. But I want to see something, I mean, maybe some dark greens, dark blues, or something like that. My favorite all-time Luke is this Yavin one. I like it when he wears like the jacket. It looks like so retro, but it looks like that retro futuristic, you know, space adventure, man. It just looks really cool. And it even has like, you know, it's like a members only jacket, but that style of jacket, this short-waisted coat, you know, like this is obviously a pretty much universal style. It looks great with the, you know, it has a balance of like this cream with a black shirt and dark brown pants. It also has that kind of like swaggy Han Solo kind of smuggler style that they have going on. You know, this is decent here. It's all black, but he also has this puff vest, which is kind of like from, I just realized they're missing the Hoth outfit here. I also like the Hoth outfit. So I actually have in both Black Series, I have the Yavin Ceremony Black Series Luke Skywalker, and I also have the Hoth one when he's in the snowsuit with the hat and all that stuff. Really cool. Two favorite Lukes. I do have a Return of the Jedi in vintage for this Luke. I'll do a video soon. You know, because he's on the speeder. I like it when he has his helmet and his poncho, so it's not just a, you know, black outfit figure. But yeah, I want to see a new change to Luke. That's it. I want to see something. Here's you can see the credit here. This is an older Luke Skywalker. I still want him, by the way, in his younger one because, you know, in his younger years, because in the Mandalorian timeline, he's now in, you know, back into this age range, which is fine. But look at this outfit. I also liked, this kind of gives me vibes from, what is it called? I liked the Obi-Wan Kenobi outfit in the Clone Wars, how he mixed, you know, this kind of look here, like Stormtrooper armor and everything like that. So obviously that would not be the case in the current timeline with Mandalorian to have like Clone Trooper. But I don't know, maybe he could do Stormtrooper, First Order. But I just, you know, I want to see like a little bit more of a lighter color look on him again. And also, you know, just different, something really cool. Next up, guys, I would like to see a deluxe 2-pack between Han Solo and Princess Leia. It could be this outfit, you know, these outfits or something. I know they've already made, I guess, like a Bespin and a Hoth style outfits for Leia. But I mean, you know, these guys were the central love story of the original trilogy. And you know what? These are the two iconic figures that I do not own at all. You know, I mean, you could obviously, I can go out and buy some right now, but I'm not really interested in the ones that they've released. Like the Leias, look, one of the Leias, and I think the Bespin looks okay, which might be this one. But you guys can correct me in the comments below. But I just don't like the articulation because a lot of the Leias have that old style, you would consider it now the retro line, where the legs just kind of are straight and stiff, and they just kind of swivel, you know, forward and back. It doesn't have like ankles, doesn't have knees, so you can't like get into dynamic action poses and stuff like that. So the Leias just need to be updated. Han Solo too, the ones I've looked at, he has like a weird, like disproportionate like waist to where it's basically the same width as his head. It just, none of the Han Solos look even remotely properly human scaled physique wise, if you will. So no offense to the people who've gotten the Han Solos and the Leias, but I just do not want any of them in my collection. They don't look good. So it'd be cool for them to release like a 2-pack, a deluxe 2-pack in the vintage line, and you know, update the sculpts, update the articulation, and this would be perfect because then I would just grab this and I'll be done with both of them. So, and I think that'd be really thematic. We've seen a lot of sets with like Luke, of course, Mandalorian, Clone Troopers, Rebel Soldiers, but I think Hasbro, if you're listening, dear Hasbro, start making like thematic and iconic moments for your deluxe sets and vintage. I think that's going to be blockbuster, and if it is, you guys need to hire me. All right. So, lastly, this one shouldn't be a surprise. Booyah! We got to get Grogu inside IG-11. Spoiler alert. Okay, this was short-lived, but just the fact that it happened to me, it was a little bit weird. Honestly, I feel like, in a way, it's kind of debasing the legacy of IG-11. Now, I know it's supposed to be in honor for him, so I don't know, but like it's just ridiculous. It's fun. I also don't have an IG-11. I'm planning on getting one, but if if this comes out and I don't have IG-11, I'll probably just get this by itself. So those are my top 3 wish lists slash, dear Hasbro or dear, I guess you could say, Star Wars creators. I guess this is a dear Hasbro line that they could make. This is like dear Star Wars designers. Somebody make a cool new outfit for Luke. I definitely have some awesome ideas, but I'm sure they can think of something. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget, let me know in the comments below what you think of Luke, Han, Leia, and then of course we got Grogu IG-11 here, and what you might want to see. Do you like Star Wars, you guys? And if so, yeah, again, let me know what your figures are that you might have. All right, don't forget, keep your faith, say a prayer, spread that love, be positive, be thankful, and come back at you. Peace.